Testing 1, 2, 3. Warning, the following video may contain adult language and themes. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. If you have a problem with this, stop playing this video now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You had your chance to back out. No turning back now. Hi, this is my review of the 1994 film, action Die Hard ripoff, called Crackerjack. Now, what brought me to this film was that the Cinema Stop reviewed it, and I like to watch him, and yeah, I was just really interested in seeing it because I like these cheap ripoffs, kind of, because there actually are a lot of action movies out there that were very inspired by Die Hard, but this one has been really inspired by Die Hard. Let me just give you some details. Released in 1994, directed by Michael Mazzo, and it stars Thomas Ian Griffith. Sounds familiar. I don't really know from where. Nastasha Kinski and Christopher Plummer. Christopher Plummer, I recognize him from something, but I can't remember what. So yeah, this is a very shameless Die Hard ripoff. And this movie was very hard to find, and you may have a hard time finding it too. So basically, a basic plot is there's this, typical lone wolf cop, loose cannon cop, who I think is Thomas Ian Griffith, and his name's Jack Wilde, and he has a partner who's, I guess, your stereotypical black partner on the force, and the black partner is like, the Danny Glover. He's very, he's probably a family man. He doesn't like to risk things, and Jack Wilde is completely the opposite. He's the Mel Gibson. He's kind of crazy. He's got the Mel Gibson haircut. And he's like this ever since his family was killed by organized crime, by a car bomb. And we'll get back to that later. And there's this scene there's this opening scene where they take out some criminals, and he's his usual cocky, gung-ho self, and he takes down the criminals and shoots them, and he saves his partner's life, but his partner's really pissed off at him because he's like, they call you crackerjack down at the police station. And so yeah, and he there's a surprise party when he gets home. His older brother throws a surprise party with him. I mean, for him, with it, and his older brother has a wife, and they have a baby, and they're like, come to the Alps with us. I don't know exactly where they go, but they go on vacation. We have to ride this gondola or something up to this cabin or resort up in the hills, and so they get up there, and it's yeah, they're up at the resort, and then there's this guy who's, I guess, the Hans Gruber of the film, who I'm assuming is Christopher Plummer. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up, but he talks in a German accent, and he has these really weird violet circle glasses, two glasses, and they for some reason they have to jump in from an airplane. All his men jump in on the resort in an airplane and hijack it, and of course Crackerjack's the only one who doesn't get taken down by these guys, and he has to go get his gun and stuff, and because his brother takes away his gun. He's like, no, you have to enjoy this vacation. So he gets his gun back, and it's basically your typical John McClane scenario where he starts taking out the terrorists, but they're actually there to steal diamonds from one of the guests. And it's not barabons that you have in your safe. It's diamonds that they're trying to steal. $15 million worth of diamonds. And my review is, I actually thought this movie was okay. It's not that bad. It looks like they did the best they could with the budget they had. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Other notable Die Hard ripoffs that I feel should be mentioned are obviously Cliffhanger. Executive Decision is sort of Die Hard-ish. Ricochet with Denzel Washington I thought was very Die Hard-ish. I know there's more, but I just can't think of them right now. Anyway, but yeah, so this one's probably the cheapest looking. Yeah, the copy that I watched at least looked like it was shot on a VHS camcorder or something. I don't know if it was just because of the copy, but yeah, Thomas Ian Griffith's character falls in love with Natasha Kinski, who's one of the hotel resort. Oh, sorry, got cut off there. He falls in love with Natasha Kinski, who's one of the resort tour guides and stuff, and in the end, you know what happens in the end. It all works out, but like, let me just list off some of the similarities to Die Hard. At one point, like the military gets involved. He actually like turns on these beacons that notifies the military. So they come up there on the gondola, and the bad guys, the Hans Gruber guy, is going to blow up the gondola, and so Jack Wilde runs towards the gondola and is signaling them, like, get off the gondola, which I don't know how the hell they get off the gondola when they're already on it. I mean, they have to go all the way back down. And since the Hans Gruber guy was going to cut the cords, pretty much cuts the cords to the gondola, I don't think there was any saving them. But anyway, so they think Jack Wilde's actually a bad guy, so they start shooting at him, and he screams like, I'm on your side, assholes, which I'm pretty sure was in Die Hard when the guys in the chopper were shooting at John McClane, and he was like, I'm on your side. What are some other similarities? Yeah, I think Jack Wilde like is complaining, when the terrorists attack. He's like, come on vacation. You don't need your gun, Jack. He's going through that whole Bruce Willis, come out. You'll have some laughs, yeah, and get attacked by some terrorists, and it's like, yeah, just so many similarities to Die Hard. It's kind of hilarious. I actually kind of like this movie. I could see having some sentimental value for this film. If you can find it, for a buck to like rent it or something, or yet to buy it, why not? It's not that bad. It's called Crackerjack. It was released in 1994. I can't actually find hardly any reviews of this out there, which is kind of odd. It's about as big of a ripoff as Alan Quatermain, what King Solomon's Mine and The Lost City of Gold were a ripoff of Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Temple of Doom, which I kind of want to review those someday too, because they're just as shameless in their ripping off. But I'd actually give this a thumbs up. It is honestly so bad you have to see it, and it's such a ripoff that it's surprising these people weren't sued. They're out of their brains or off their asses. I don't know. I'm just talking. Anyway, check it out. It's called Crackerjack. Cinema Snob reviewed it, so that's where it gets its fame. Thank you. Have a nice day.